okay. Nice to meet everybody. Hello. The last couple of years has done a bit of a number on a lot of us. For me, it's forced me to dig deep and ask myself some of the big questions. Do I want to have children? Will my generation witness the end of civilization as we know it? If I was a fruit, what kind of fruit would I be? And I think it's important that we know where we stand with these kinds of things, because apple, too orchardy. Yeah? Kumquat, too sexy. And dragon fruit, well, quite frankly, I am too northern to pull off being a dragon fruit. So I reckon I would plump for the lychee. It's still a bit exotic, but you can definitely buy them in a can. Okay? It's kind of a win-win. See, I'd want to be the kind of fruit that, you know, if you're in the supermarket and you're like, ooh, they're weird, what are they? I don't know. I tell you what, shove them in the trolley, we'll take them home, we'll give you ground one for a laugh. I'd want to be that kind of fruit. And there are meaty fruits, and I do like meaty fruits, because your mind's saying, ooh, one of your 5 a day, but your face is saying steak. It's a win-win. When I was little, I used to like to peel the lychees and pretend that I was eating an eyeball, like Indiana Jones. I had a lot of friends. And you see, for me, the prize was inside the lychee, because inside there is this smooth, shiny, black, wildly inedible pip. But it is nice to bite on. And sometimes, yes, it is nice to bite on things, isn't it? It's kind of primal for your face to gnaw on something, okay? And I enjoyed it. Maybe have you ever done the thing where you bite your finger? Huh? Yeah, like how a dog itches itself. It feels good, and if you've not done it, try it. It is cheaper than therapy. Okay, but it feels good. It feels good. And the adrenaline has made me make teeth marks in my finger more than I thought I was going to. So don't do that. But speaking of fingers, did you know that there is a bird that exists that is the same size as your little finger? Oh, yes, okay? There's just loads of them flying around, tiny little birds, all tiny bird beak and tiny bird lungs just flying around. And that's not even the best bit, okay? Their egg is the same size as my little fingernail, or equivalent size coffee bean if you can't see my fingernail, okay? Just let this sink in for a minute, okay? How small is that bird when it's born? Okay? Yeah. Tiny little bird, just living its life. Tiny. Okay? Nature's insane. Just think right now, there's a load of tiny little birds flying around like bees. But they're birds. They're just so small. So small. Maybe too small. Why have they got to be that small? What's your game? What are you after? Right? And some of you might be thinking, oh, but they're just tiny little birds. What harm can they do? Let me impart this bit of information onto you. These tiny little birds are capable of recognizing and remembering human faces. Right? Why is that a thing? They're supposed to live miles away in the middle of nowhere, miles away from human civilization. Why is that a quality that they need to possess? Okay? It's not. It's simply not, okay? There's no need for it. And a few of you might be thinking, oh, it's a bit far-fetched, okay? You might be forgiven for dismissing the feathery little fuckers if this was an isolated incident. But they, my friends, are merely the tip of the iceberg. Because couple that fact with the fact that they have just discovered a shape-shifting frog, all right? I'm talking full-on, turns from one thing into another thing, shape-shifting frog. Well, there's only one conclusion that can be drawn. They're skilling up, and they're forming an army, okay? All right? And when the natural world, the annihilation of the natural world, starts to snowball, we're going to be forced to pick a side, all right? And all we've got are tanks and the internet. So I know which side I'm going to be on, all right? Homo sapiens versus nature. No, I know who my money's on, all right? So I would be a lychee. Right? And the most that I can hope for is to keep my head down and hope the feathery little fuckers don't recognise me. All right. My name has been Natalie Bellingham, and please do not say you haven't been warned.